Yes, what is it?
All you hear is your own breathing. But when was the last time this world had anything?
Well, did you hear anything? Yeah.
The lieutenant looks down at the floor.
Yes, what is it?
All you hear is your own breathing. Heavy.
Yes, what is it?
All you hear is your own breathing.
Yes, what is it?
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a and then the pressure changes. It feels like, what if the sound...
A better sound system? Alright, but...
Suddenly...
They should really...
No. You mean this? Of course. I guess Sure. Let me know how it goes.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Yes? What's the... We are grateful, Copman. That's fine. And you're still sure about keeping our little... Fine.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Show me your hands. This is the pace.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket.
Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground! Get on the ground! I want you on the pavement! Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything.
You'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
It's a goddamn police shitbag! Out the pavement! You're a...
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on it.
Confiscated contraband! Restricted access! 2 kilos missing! Eyewitness...
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Officer in need of assistance!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that...
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly...
Big red key. That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this. She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. There's an opening if you just move fast enough. If not...
Confined quarters, assailant coming at me! Split-second decision! Ah, well!
Oh my god. In your peripheral vision, the loop...
God, I almost blew her head.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police gun always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me?
Grab the gun. Right now. This might be your only chance.
No one ever cares anymore.
Great gears are grinding to a halt. The machine is...
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside does...
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her? I don't think there's any need for that. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, cause it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once... The woman stands. Is one of those things... There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and...
Oh, is that yours?
The lieutenant nods. The old woman doesn't react. Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect. Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official, cop by the book.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 ecstatic vibrations? Totally transcendent. And I've finished. Now, the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
How about something simple?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true. Yakokata! Yakokata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological...
Hardcore! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than
the amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember...
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys. The name. Everything I managed to come up with.
Andre's overthinking.
Yes, you should do it, detective.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much.
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club.
An underground place with no name?
We're not going with anything the...
Why not? The crab...
I don't care. I don't like the crab man, and I don't like his idea.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean?
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it?
The past is the future! No, it's beautiful.
And short.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate them.
I'm dancing!
That soft chord gyrating is supposed to be done.
Yes, my man!
Talk? What is there to talk about? The audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better. But
goodbye, officer.
It's good to see you.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
It's to
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure, with the fused together
All because I'm balding, yes. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think. Not 20. Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Maybe it was a bad idea. Goodbye.
We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent.
All car.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible.
Hardcore! Ah! The question is, what is the question? But there was a question.
She's whistling a melody.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. And yes, I'm being more like Contact Michael, right? Don't even bring it up. I really wanted to say, thanks for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates. So good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does. Behind that... Sure, you helped us out. Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much, but earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artist... Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moved. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have... Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both Who knows? He doesn't really... Who do you want to know about? He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest, he's real hardcore about the lifestyle. It's just something poor four-burg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire... I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. No? Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of... Yeah. I hope you do. What do you mean, do? Like, for a living? He's a carpenter. Trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself. Sir, I abide by the law. Who do you want to know about? Andre. He's a cool guy. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything... Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was a... I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's... I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know? Yes. Anyway. Come to think of it, yeah. He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Yes. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. He's... Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit...
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Okay. Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? He basically just stands on the stage.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Anyway.
Actually, we don't know. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of... Egg came with us. He made this wheezing... It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just People are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory...
Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really?
It means I don't answer questions about myself. Is there a law that would stop...
That would depend on the circumstances.
Thank you. Sure. Welcome back.
The silver bird has already flown away.
Welcome back.
Hey man, it's good to see you.
Goodbye, officer.
Yes, what is it?
What? What did you say? I can't hear you! The music is too... Oh, the project! There's that guy! I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio sync. He doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata mega! A place to be, apparently. Thanks. Maybe you can get through his... Let me know how it goes.
We're close. True. Hard. Full. Hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All core.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. Is it though? One mind. One We're close. True. Hard. Full. It's hardcore. Skibberdees. We're close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah. Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my job. Two on a track. Watch your back. We're close. True. Hard. Full. Hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All core. Gotta get the people. I'm the party boy. It's hardcore party.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours.
We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally coherent. All core.
He furrows.
Hardcore. The question is, what is it? But there was no question. We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally. All core.
He furrows his.
Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he...
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5? Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on. This is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him.
Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to tell... The Arno will be back! But we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? Isn't something holding it back from being... It's like it...
I think it's super hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not full...
Wow! I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. No! This is the answer! What? Guys, there's something happening in his head. Oh, yeah!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limit.
I know! So does mine! Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah!
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate. In your heart that's alone. And in your soul...
What? Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about anodic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
The young man thought...
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some Yeah, maybe that street... Anyway.
Copman! Tape! Yeah! Alright! No! No! This is gonna make people... Yeah! Lungs are for love! Love! In a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. 'Cause I've never loved someone like you before. No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war. Yeah! All right.
Yes, what is it? Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the...
Maximum! Maximum!
I know it is, but...
Pump it to the brick!
Glue style? Okay, they're literally...
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent it...
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute...
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically. His hand moves to the gun holster.
What? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you. Not in the speakers. Not in the room. A great bass sigh. It's out there now. It will devour.
Guys, what's going on? It's getting louder.
In the basins.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega! The Beauty and the Beast! The future of Dark!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window.
Come down to...
Below it, all the base grows. Like the jaws of it's shaking the building. A great pulp.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Oh! I want to...
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's...
In the mixing desk now. Building into... This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you, and then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against.
Yeah, but did you record it?
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now.
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here.
I promise, officer. We will... It was mathematical information from the anomaly. I have no idea.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your...
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I... Stay here! I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliskov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally...
I don't care, but thank you anyway. Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of...
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinet.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together. Vibrations. He stands on stage. The other real deck is empty.
Yeah! It was all too hardcore, in fact. I couldn't. It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Stop.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the...
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I'm not... Yeah!
Hey man, it's good to see you.
You close your eyes and vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder.
Total darkness. Here it will begin.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. The one you're to rule the world. Yes, it's all true. In the spinal cord.
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
Foolhardy, do you even know what's happening on...
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called eggheads, entirely, rigidly, imbecilic, without pity or...
Oh my god! No way!
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
What's going on here? Delinquent.
This is clearly Code 31. The lieutenant squeezes the bridge. He's obviously having trouble.
The Code 31 emergency? Really?
The lieutenant crosses.
What's happening? Good for you. Rock on, then. What?
Who's the one in charge? You are.
Are you kidding me? What? Get a what?
Sheesh, okay.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork, plus some... Is that Ubi folk dancing?
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Yeah. Whatever.
That all you got? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. Now, check this shit out.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, cause... The young woman lifts her headphone.
Asil? Aren't you going to dance?
No. Recording.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts. But the young man immediately bounces up and down, then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion. The dynamic motion of your flailing body is...
Here we go! Hardcore, Finn! The sound above my...
What now? The sound above your...
Above my hair, man!
Okay, this is too imbecilic. Excuse me.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead.
Man! Now, man! Now imagine if we could do that, right?
End of human development. Mission complete.
All right!
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Goodbye, officer.
Yes? What about me? No.
The lieutenant nods.
Good. Let's change.
It's getting cold.
Good night, officer.
Of the party, the fire pit, cigarettes, not as such. I'm talking, looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles.
Hey, was there something you need? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting...
The lieutenant's door, no response. Still, is he not worried? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? You hear the sound of a drawer closing.
Is that you, Harry?
No, thou art God.
Very funny. What do you want? Yes, that's a good idea. Good night, Harry.
It's getting cold. On the table, you see a book. The water reflects. You almost look like. The bed is comforting. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one.
Recorded in you. Forever. On Ferret.
No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself. You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspaper.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this.
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke. There he goes again. He's a real...
He's got no idea what he's in for.
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation. Hey, Moneymouth. Indrak, the impeccable hustler provider of the 7th generation. It's showtime with Savvy. Yes, Swindle Father. Papa Panier. Look, this is serious. No time for distractions. That's right. It's time to stop muttering about your economic self-interest and actually do something about it. Yeah, I heard you back there. What the hell was that? Good, good. Gotta spread the gospel. But, listen, if you really want to make it in the big leagues, you need to become a millionaire. Now, how do you become a millionaire? Those guys, they're all financially illiterate. Only Savvy here knows how to The ancient Samaran tribes used carved rhodochrosite to represent their wealth. The bigger the boulder, the more money is only one form of capital. Human relations are another. Of course you don't. You've never even been close to a sum with more than 3 zeros. Let's face it, but Savvy's got your back. Savvy's going to book you a charter flight with 80 birds of prey on board to a land where the streets... Are you in? The spirit of ultra-liberalism. Your charm, your spin, your winning hand. Attaboy. Welcome to the final grind. Here we operate. Let's start by getting you into the lucrative art market. Interesting. Are we speaking of visual art or something more conceptual? Don't be silly. The art market isn't about art. Stop thinking of it that way. It's not about... What is this? The turn of the century? The world's moved beyond paintings. Don't listen to this fool. It's not about the artists. It's about the buyers. You can't... Music is a pet project, not a vice. You're right. She has the poise of a struggling artist. Go and support her like the state never could.
Yes?
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of this?
What world? The only one, I suppose, of bodies of water and forest-covered surfaces, clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering Elysium. It does. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world? Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. That's looking less and less likely, Detective. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids.
ORG.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, they're piecing together a dark... Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above in...
A cold fear seeps into you.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound. You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world.
The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts.
The Pale is not, technically speaking.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else. I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. Let's continue with something else, all right? You can ask about anything.
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the death for the big time, the revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. Why, of course. We're talking Duke out Central. Full swing, intraspecies. No, I would say the apes were neutral. On the other hand, those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well.
She likes the totality of it.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
This does not represent the official RCM opinion.
Don't worry. Klas Mazov shot 15 million people in the head. But that was all. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was the real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yes, King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the Ultras, or they didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended.
We? She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, at least not in the same manner and volume as the others do.
The rulers of Revachol. And
this is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In the turn of the century revolution? Don't answer. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole... It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along. It made people overthrow their governments. Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown. Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control. A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting... The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile...
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies. The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before, 08 to 19. The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international...
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it, and welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose... Good question. What would you have done differently? You and everyone else. But that's got nothing to do with preventing the revolution. They are what they are. Anyway, enough.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer. She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
No, not like me. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp who pushed the king under a shitwagon. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for financial colonists? No, I think not.
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile sneaketh into the...
That dialect is Ubisunt. You recognize it's a quote from somewhere. A play written way back in the Franco-Nigerian century.
Ah, maybe you remember more than you let on. Despite whatever brain damage the alcohol may have been. I hope we're able to continue as friends, despite my scaly bulk. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez and I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez.
She realizes her small, cold...
Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it. Perhaps.
You're no dummy yourself. And the crown on your head as you lay in the casket.
Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, glad to have been of assistance, the little that I know. Anything else? You have.
Finally, time to choose sides.
Of course. He must have his practical uses. However, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption.
The RCM does not pick sides in this.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a... How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Here? Oh, no.
It's clear the village has already grown dear to her. Strangely so.
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store. A giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin brother. I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine. A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him. First, there won't be a youth centre. Whatever he is told... A fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy... Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective.
She is more
full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any... information?
Is what you're about to say when a cold streak runs through your heart. Once said, there is no going back. Yes, what if something happens to her and you've left one question unasked? Sneaky little question escaped your eye.
A referral, you mean? Such referrals may sometimes get you information
Detective, I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
How benevolent.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am,
That is only fair. Well, I hope it yields... Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics. Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I...
Yes?
see, a slogan used to intertwine.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set, Feld Electrical. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink.
In there, she could...
Why single out this one building? The once bright mural towers above you. Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand trying to talk to the wind. The city is trying to talk to the city, something you've done.
How do we? I was really hoping. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a bit... And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way. Sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the place. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. The breeze, like a quiet go to the children of the big sea. The wind rushes away, leaving you where you were.
Officer, are you okay? It looked like we lost you first. When you're ready.
The remaining windows drip in water. There's rust and corrosion.
No. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes. Well enough, actually.
His hands lead the way when... The light vanishes inside the concrete. Maybe it's just a storm drain for...
No idea. We might find her down somewhere. In conclusion, I hope not.
There's no echo. The scruffy-haired little boy.
He had bad words and said, I got in trouble. Bad words. Bad words. We won't. We learned. We just heard funny voice. We thought the voices were funny. We said what they said. Radio, what's that? We just heard them. You know, I heard people talking. Except just in my head. It was like, it is time at last. My nasty speech reeks. Our brother man is...
A memory stirs.
DJ Flatchios, Big Boy Davey single is here. Buckle up. Turn up the volume. No. Don't say bad word stupid?
Why, what a splendid rendition these two rapscallions have.
A word when you...
The boy draws a jagged rock across the ground.
Detective, so...
Yes, of course, earlier, when you turned the radio on in his Kanema.
I can't explain how they heard it. I believe they heard something, and given the poverty of this part, weird as it is, the situation is not connected to the murder. This isn't our business. No, I just don't see how this...
An ocean breeze.
Besides, maybe it was just a radio they overheard. They might not be old enough to know the difference. How would they have heard the voices?
The lieutenant...
Let's at least rule out radios before continuing. Maybe the twins didn't... The washerwoman seems to know everything that happens here. After you.
Our tenant, the policeman. A radio? No. We play no radio here. Where's what? Was that the nonsense we were spouting? No. I have no idea where we heard it. We've been in here. Viziers know every sound that belongs to this coast. I would know.
Let's just get it out of the way as fast as we can. Contact dispatch from my kinema and ask them to connect you to... I'm ready when you are.
Anything else? What more do you want to know? How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not bad. Yes, let's hear verse.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper.
Strong.
I can tell you this presentation you want to take home.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her...
For all their nihilistic posturing, the lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking...
Be wary of the abyss.
It's a threat. An impotent threat of violence. But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much.
Hey, there's no need for that.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about... Mm-hmm.
You don't know?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The Skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmer.
Besmertine, or the Besmerti, the Immortals, are West River Shoalian crime syndicate.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom light's a wretch. Murder? Yeah, sure.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah,
These punks don't know it.
Hey! Stop right there!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly.
We should move along.
Knowing. We think that we know.
It seems that we...
Precisely.
What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciate. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message. What I mean by this is, we are...
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field. Even...
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one. For so-called true love.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with...
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times. And even then, it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though, you get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence, and because when one fucks everything,
Hate to admit it. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and...
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, Detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down, seems about right, especially
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you? That ride is fucking...
Hey, piss... Look who it is. Shrunken cophead material.
These guys aren't scary. You're not scary.
Why?
And what kind of business?
The lieutenant notices your agitation and...
Okay, we get it. You look like total shit.
You didn't say that. The lieutenant looks down at his...
Fine. Fuck it. Here. Take it.
It's true. Wow. I did not see that coming. You better...
Fuck that. You're not getting mine.
No, he won't. I'm not wearing that jacket. I already am expressing my individuality. Do.
Look at this cute shit. How can we become skulls if you go around fraternizing?
Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.